Now that Kelly has successfully worked with the spectral chart, I'm confident that she's engaged in her emotions and she can pursue another issue on the light device. It's a light emitting device, meaning she's going to be seated in front of the device while light is coming into her eyes. I will be at the controls, controlling exactly which wavelength of light is coming into her eyes as we process certain emotions and issues. Okay, this is the control device for the light emitting device. This is an iPad that has a program on it. Let me explain to you how it works. When I'm using light with the client, I can select the color by using a combination of red, green, or blue to select the exact wavelength of color we need that's best for the client at that time. And the red, green, or blue can be moved all the way to the maximum level, 255 or to 1. And so certain combinations will make certain colors. For example, if I have the red and the green maximal, that will make a yellow, as long as the red and green are the same. And so the blue-green I'll use too, combining blue and green. You'll see these two going at the same time. And so we can make any color from these. Actually, we can make any color combination of hundreds, even thousands of different options. Now, this second here, this is what we refer to as the wavelength bar. It allows us to go to any nanometer of color all the way through the entire visual spectrum. I won't be using this probably at this session. This is the brightness control. The control can go from 1 to 100. We usually use it at 50. This is the FL stands for flicker rate. It's the rate at which the light strobes. It's an optional part of the work. Sometimes we use it, sometimes we don't, depending on the need. But you'll see me working all these different components. Here's the start button. And as I'm working with a person, I listen to what they have to say and I adjust the color, flicker rate, brightness according to what's needed for that particular person. So that's what I'll be doing, and you'll be seeing my changes here as I'm working with the client, as they're talking about their issues. So go ahead. You said that you had some anticipatory anxiety about drinking. Do you still feel that at this moment?
I don't feel the anxiety at this moment, but I won't know till I get off of work.
Okay, well, let me turn this on. Let's approach it a little different way. I would like to ask you this question, which is going to probably help the issue. What do you think was the source of all this feeling like you're not accepted and as you are and so forth? Where did that come from? Do you have any ideas?
Well, I have a very energetic and big personality, and I have never really had a filter, and I'm always happy and feel positive about things, but it seems like it's so big and so positive that it also goes the other way. And maybe people don't really like me the way I am because I'm not crazy but fun. I think entertaining is a word they use because I'm a bartender.
Yeah. Well, where do you think's the source of this? When did that begin in your life?
Well, I'm an only child from a single mom that was very controlling and set in her ways, and I was alone growing up, so I developed. I played with dolls, and then.
Well, when she was controlling and set in her ways, how did that impact you?
It made me feel not good enough.
Okay. Was she critical?
I'm sorry?
Was she critical?
Very critical.
Okay.
Without even knowing it.
Okay. I am using the color now, blue-green. I'm going to be changing that, but first I'm going to turn on the flicker rate. The light will be flashing. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to do it at a rate of 8 cycles per second. And tell me where you feel it in your body when you're talking about that.
My left eye. I have a headache in my left eye.
Okay.
And my stomach's churning.
Okay. So just thinking about her dominance and her criticism causes you to have this kind of reaction.
Yeah, I'm getting anxious again.
Okay. And tell me if you notice any change in the left eye when I make this change in the color.
A, kind of, well, yeah. It's a little bit relieved.
Okay. I'm going to try to relieve it a bit more. Tell me if you notice anything different.
It's still there a little bit.
And what about the stomach churning? Is that still there?
No.
Okay. Okay, so just even remembering dominant, controlling, critical mother disturbs you to that extent.
Well, yeah, because I live with it daily.
Okay. Tell me what it makes you feel. I'm going to see if I can help alleviate that.
It makes me feel that I'm a screw up,
Okay.
that I'm not doing things right, or her way. It's actually just her way. I'm not living on her time. And she turns into the victim if I respond, because lately the response is anger.
Okay.
I'm very resentful towards her.
All right. Take a deep breath.
Oh,
And have your eyes look at 3 o'clock, 2 inches outside the light, which is to the right of the circle of light. And just repeat that again. Let's see if it feels any different. Now your face should continue to look at the middle of the light.
okay. I feel that I'm never good enough, that I'm not doing the things the right way on her time. That it hurts my confidence.
Mm-hmm. Does it feel exactly the same when
Yeah.
you look here? It does? Look at 9 o'clock, 2 inches outside the light, left
Okay.
of the light. Please talk about it again.
I live with my mother, and she's very controlling and wants to get into my business and has an opinion about everything.
Mm-hmm.
And everything is done on her time and her way, or it's not right.
And the impact on you of that is what?
I just feel like I'm not good enough. I'm not succeeding. There's something wrong with me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And that feels exactly the same on the left side?
It's easier to talk about, but now my eye hurts. It's in my cheekbone.
Okay. Quickly go to the right side. 3 o'clock, 4 inches out. Please say it again here and see if that makes a difference.
I have a controlling mother that makes me feel that I'm not good enough, and it hurts my confidence, and that I have to live on her time and her way.
And how is it this time?
It's easier, but I still have the pain in my eye and my
Okay.
cheek.
All right. Quickly
But
go.
I have a cramp in my.
Okay, go to 9 o'clock, 4 inches out.
Okay.
Describe it again.
I have a controlling mother that critiques me and criticizes me without knowing how it affects me and how I feel like I'm not good enough or I've done something wrong.
And does that feeling feel exactly the same when you look here?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me if it changes. I want you to really focus on that. The consequence of your mother's interaction with you that makes you feel not good enough, like something's wrong with you. And as I make this change in the color, I want you to tell me if you notice.
Do you want me to look it straight ahead?
No,
Oh,
same
okay.
position, 9 o'clock, 4 inches out. Notice if there's any change in the level of intensity of that feeling.
Yeah.
Okay,
Do you want me to talk about it?
Yeah, just to
Oh, okay.
test it out.
I live with a controlling mother that has no boundaries, that I feel like I'm always being criticized and that I'm not good enough.
Okay. What's it like this time?
It's easing up.
Okay, let's finish easing it up. Go to 3 o'clock, 6 inches out. 3 o'clock, 6 inches out. Take a deep breath. Tell me what you notice this time. Tell it again.
I have a controlling mother that always seems to criticize me in what I do and how I do it, and it hurts. It makes me feel like I'm not good enough.
What's the intensity level this time?
It's better.
Good. Let's go to 9 o'clock, 6 inches out. Try it again here.
Okay. My mom's controlling and demanding and has no boundaries, and she critiques me in ways that hurt my feelings and make me react to her in a strong manner.
Let me ask you, it feels any easier here in this position?
It's about the same.
Okay, let me ask this question. Do you simultaneously, on one hand, feel disturbed and impacted by your mother's critique and dominance, and on the other hand, objectively see that that's not true about you, but you're feeling it anyway?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's do this. Let's try this. I'm going to clear this up. I would like for you to say this. I would like if you look directly at the light, and I want you to say, on the one hand, when my mother is critical and dominating, it makes me feel like I'm not good enough, and whatever terms you use. On the other hand, I can objectively see that that shouldn't change my worth or my value, and that I'm taking in her criticism in a way that's making me get a false read on myself. Is that?
Yeah.
Do you feel that? Well, then say both sides. On the one hand.
Okay. On the one hand, I feel that my mother is criticizing me and makes me feel less than and not good enough.
Okay.
But on the other hand, I know that I am.
And I can see that it's her words that I'm taking in. And
It's her words.
Not accurate.
And that it's not meant to hurt me, but it does.
Okay. It's beautiful. Okay, go to 3 o'clock, 2 inches outside the light. Say that again here. Same thing.
Okay. On one hand, I feel that I'm not good enough, that my mother's very critical of me and the way I do something if it's not her way. But on the other hand, I know that there's other ways to do things and still be okay with it. And I know that she doesn't mean it to hurt me.
Okay. Does it feel any different when you say it this time?
Yeah.
Okay, go to 9 o'clock, 2 inches outside. Say both sides again.
Okay. On one hand, I feel less than and that I'm not good enough.
Because?
Because my mother has no boundaries and a critical way of talking to me. But on the other hand, I know she doesn't mean it and really has no idea what she's saying or how it affects me.
Okay. And what does it feel like this time?
Feels better.
Okay. Well, let's do it in one time. Go to 3 o'clock, 4 inches out. Say both sides again.
Okay.
I am changing this from red, orange through yellow back and forth. Go ahead.
Okay. On one hand, my mother is very critical of me and makes me feel less than and not good enough. And on the other hand, she tells me all the time how great I am and then follows it with a dig. So I'm able to recognize objectively that I am okay.
Okay. How does it feel this time?
It feels good.
All right. One more time, just to be sure. Lock it in. Go to 9 o'clock, 4 inches out. Say it again.
Okay, on one hand, I feel my mother is very controlling, critical, and defensive of how I do things. If it's not her way.
And it impacts you how?
It makes me feel less than and not good enough and insecure.
Okay.
But on the other hand, she tells me I am good, and I know she's not responsible for the words that she says or how I feel, that I am okay.
Okay. How is it this time?
It's a lot easier.
Okay. Good. Good. Do we need to go further, or is this good enough?
I think I'm okay.
Okay. So what I would like for you to do is to look directly at this light, and we're going to try to I want you to remember when she actually says those things, the feeling of its impact on you. And as you look at this light and you think about that, tell me if you notice any change in the intensity. Just actually say it.
In the
The
well,
midst, the moment when you take it in and you feel it.
the moment when I take it in, I feel automatic anger and resentment in response to her.
Yeah, but tell me what the moment of taking it in feels like. You can feel it intruding into your personal space.
Yeah, it feels uncomfortable. It makes me agitated. When she says things to me that are not good or that hurt me.
Okay? And as you think about that and you remember that, do you notice anything about the intensity that's changing?
I can't really, I don't think I'm understanding.
Okay? We'll just say it again and see what it feels like.
Okay, say what?
I want to know what the actual moment when she says things that you feel it coming into your system.
Oh, I feel like it's...
Describe what that's like sort of like being a sponge. You just take it in.
I take it and I respond to it, and it turns her into a victim. I feel that I want to stand up for myself. I feel like she's crossing boundaries that that I need to stay. I feel overwhelmed with a sense of not being okay, not being good.
But the moment when she does that and it hits you and you feel it, as you remember it right now, does it feel exactly the same?
No.
How is it different?
Well, I feel more confident that it's not about her.
Okay, good. We are actually trying to create psychological boundaries at this process we're doing right now so that what she says will not impact you the same. This specific range of light impacts a part of the brain called the temporoparietal juncture, which helps differentiate you from other people. And as we do this, that differentiation often increases. I'm checking to see if that's happening to you, so that we're actually developing some boundaries that were pretty much decimated by the continual intrusion of your mother into your personal space.
Yes.
And so I'm hoping that it's strengthening your boundaries. Do you feel as disturbed about her as you did? So that's evidence that this might be happening. Okay. So how's your physical body right now?
I don't have a headache anymore.
What about your eye?
My eye is, it's a lot less. It's gone from my cheekbone.
Okay. And emotionally, how do you feel in regards to your mother's intrusions at this moment?
I feel very calm that that I don't have to let her get to me.
Okay. Excellent. Great. Have you felt that before?
The calmness?
That she won't get to you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, great. Well, maybe you'll feel it more.
Okay.
Have you ever had an experience where you're there, she's there, she does the same thing, and it doesn't impact you the same?
It just depends. She has no sense of timing. It's like the first second I'm awake, she wants to start into me.
Well, what I'm saying is, have you had an experience where she was the same, but it didn't come into your system as much?
No, I don't think I've ever.
Okay. This is what we're working toward. You're feeling that now. It suggests that maybe that'll happen when you're actually in her presence. I would like for you to contact me and let me know if that happens. That's what we're working at. It may take more sessions to do it, but I think we're off to a good start here. All right, so your body's okay now?
Yeah.
All right, now, what I'd like for you to do then is to just enjoy this improvement, the peace and calm you feel. And we may do another thing that's very brief, but do you have anything else that you want to achieve today?
I'm okay.
You mentioned before we started that you had had some physical pain.
Oh yeah, my knees hurt.
Do they still feel exactly the same right now? Do they hurt
Well, I
the
don't
same?
feel them right at the moment.
Okay. If you stood up, would you feel them?
I don't think. Well, I have a bruise, but a bruise is a bruise. But
No.
I don't feel the ACL pain.
The bruise feeling can actually change too. That's a possibility as well.
Well, I
But
have to test it.
yeah, we don't know, but you have to feel it, do a before and after to tell. I mean, you can work on anything you want. Is there one other thing you can do that we can do quickly? I mean, I'll decide whether it's quick or not. You tell me what you want.
I can't really think of. I mean, I don't really.
So all your distress is better.
Yeah, I feel really good right now.
Okay. And physically too.
Yeah, physically I feel good. My stomach stopped hurting. My eyes are okay.
All right.
I feel happy.
Excellent. Beautiful. Wonderful. Okay, so in order to make this maintain,
Oh, I can breathe.
yes.
Finally.
I know.
There's nothing blocking anything.
Excellent. How different is
That's
that?
weird. Yeah, it just like happened.
All right. Do a summary of what's happened since you've been on this light. If you do a summary, and even if you write it up just after you leave here or soon thereafter or whenever, it will help maintain it. Can you just do a summary right now as you look at this light?
Well, when we started, I was agitated and anxious and dealing with my mother and, you know, how it makes me feel. And now I kind of just want to test it to see if it gets to me, if I can just let it roll off my back. I feel okay, you know, facing the day and going through the motions.
Excellent. Excellent.
And I can breathe.
All right. So what I'd like for you to do is to very slowly move the chair back. This is a big change that's happened, so very slowly move the chair back and get up whenever you're ready at your own time, but just do it slower than normal, if you would. I'm going to turn this light off. Okay.
And you want to stand up, check my knees.
Stand up, see how everything feels in your body.
It feels good.
All right, so there's quite a difference here.
Yeah.